your what? Don't you tell me things could be worse. I ain't asked for your what? Don't you tell me things could be worse. I ain't asked for your what? Raise your fists up with me. Raise your fists up with me. Raise your fists up with me. Everybody in the crowd right now. Raise your fists. We say rise. Rise. Thank y'all so much.
Looking elsewhere. We have to stop waiting for some magical person to come and solve all of these issues. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. We are the ones that our ancestors sacrificed for. There is a reason why you are alive at this time in history. You have something to do. And trust me, if you didn't have a part to play in this, you would not be alive right now. But you are alive because you have a role to play in what is happening right now. This is a moment in history that will never come again. It will never happen again. And ask yourself then, why am I here? And you are here because you have a role to play in what is happening right now. And you can either choose to sit back and do nothing and let this continue, or you can choose to lead with love. And remember that love is a verb, and get out there and do something. So that's all I wanted to share with y'all. Thank y'all so much for your time.
I am premised on excellence. I am premised on excellence. A little bit louder. You don't sound like you are. I am premised on excellence. I am premised on excellence. I am built to empower. I am built to empower. I am created to inspire. I am created to inspire.
You guys mentioned is we've seen a spike in violence in Toronto, but simultaneously we've also seen a spike in events like these. But the problem is that people are not seeing this type of propagation within our community. They're only seeing the isolated incidents such as these people are referencing. So I think what we need to do as people, challenge ourselves to continue to push what we are doing here in the positive light to overshadow these little incidents that are giving us community a bad name.
Educate yourself. You know, in terms of whether you are giving systemic instructions or you're receiving it. Continue to ask these questions. You are so articulate and so intelligent, so handsome, so beautiful on all different levels. Continue to educate yourself because you do, at the end of the day, need education. I remember having conversations with my dad and saying, well, why do I have to go to school? I can do what the professor's doing. And I ended up doing those kind of things. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's that piece of paper that makes a difference, right? Continue to elevate yourselves. Not only raise and uplift yourself, but raise and uplift everyone else around you. You know, you see this, sometimes I just get a loss for words and that's hardly ever, right? But continue to elevate yourself. And when it comes in terms of empowering yourself, build up each other, build up yourself, not only on a personal level, academic level, spiritual level, mind, body.
We're having a march for the sake of having a march. But if people don't see us upset about our own people dead in the street, nobody else is going to care until they see us care first. So it's also about the optics, but then what does this actually mean?
Last night, but I'm shook this morning. A Zimmerman wannabe almost Trayvon me. The rage and sadness, I'm afraid my blackness, though beautiful, might put me in a grave with maggots. But maybe that's the only way I rest in peace. Gotta hide from the internet and TV screens, cause I'm getting overwhelmed with the way we bleed and the hate that radiates straight from DC. I've been through enough and I'm ready to quit. I don't wanna explain my pain to no brick, no mic, no stage. I'm ready to stay here. But when I go to run away, the fire gets lit. Deep within my skeleton, I'm yelling at the heavens. I am not a prophet, why are you giving me these visions? Wounds are still healing, I ain't ready for the mission. But none of my excuses extinguishes the conviction. Maybe all the agony that couldn't destroy me prepared me for the battle that is set before me. Maybe there's a reason I'm young, black, and pissed. Maybe that's exactly what we need in a time like this. Maybe for a time like this. Maybe for a time like this. Maybe for a time. Maybe there's a reason I was made. We sprayed that champagne Obama in '08. Progress is never permanent, working to maintain. A brother in the office, but they murdered Trayvon Martin, Sandra Bland, and Eric Garner. We got out on the corner, marching and protesting like Washington 63 or Donald Trump's America 2017. Man, this here is discouraging. I'm in need of some nourishment because my faith isn't flourishing. Maybe this is a test. Maybe I figure Goliath with David's a better bet. Maybe I be forgetting the spirit of God lives inside of this carcass with power to resurrect. Maybe I'm Queen Esther.
Obviously knew that I was black, but in grade 10, somehow I came across Alex Haley's autobiography of Malcolm X. And through reading that book, I developed an understanding of what it meant to be black in North America, which is very different from knowing that you're black. And it helped me to understand where I fit into a lot of the things that were happening. And so many of the things that I read in that book made me angry, made me furious, made me militant, that I developed a desire to just start reading more books about people who looked like me. And most of the knowledge that I gained about myself, my community, my history did not come from school. I had to develop that within myself. And I knew a lot of my friends were not even on the same wavelength as me. And when I realized that it wasn't enough to educate myself, but I also had to share that education with them. Because not everyone is going to pick up the book or seek the knowledge, but when you have it, you have to share it with those people who are around you. So
and this is more than just self-love, but I should be the first to give myself a hug. New birth, flying out a new moon, new person, so will accept you.
So from a very young age, I can remember being outcast and labeled when I attended schools where there would be maybe like 3 other kids in the entire school that looked like me. So there were the better stereotypes that I was automatically going to be super athletic, and I was always first picked when it came time to choose our teams in gym. The joke was on them because all I was good for was track. Then there were the more ignorant stereotypes that I'd encounter when I didn't fit the teeny boxes they had created for me in their minds. That's all that stereotypes are, invisible boxes. So when I say that I really understand stereotypes and labels and coming for everything they say that you can't have, I really understand it. I am a survivor of sexual and domestic abuse. I dropped out of high school and college. I had my son at 18 and became a single mother in my early 20s. I was also diagnosed with severe depression, so I had a lot of things that up against me. I think it's important to know that the only situation I framed with an I am was a survivor part. In all honesty, looking back, that is the only part that really matters. When we begin a sentence with I am, anything else that follows that is being claimed by you. And on a deeper level is being accepted by your subconscious mind as truth. So this is why it's important to be conscious of the things we allow people to say to us on a consistent basis. To me, when we're talking...
Language is no good to me. I speak truth. You speak reckless. Get hyped up on political agendas. Fix your pocket before the masses, but I am you. Scary game. This rhythm penetrates suburbs, you can feel it too. The revolt budding to bloom. Inner city booms in the unloved child. The pattern system files. You don't have to know our names. We are one and the same. And every bone you throw builds a fort against your own defeat. Sound the alarm. There's no time to retreat.
Anything from that video that stood out? He was talking about microaggressions. Anything? Yeah. You heard it? Yeah.
The part where he was talking about the fact that we laugh off a lot of things just to kind of like act like it doesn't really bother us because you don't want to seem like the angry black person all the time in certain situations.
Yes, exactly. So,
but I want to say that my son's not here. He's my 17-year-old king, and I'm so proud of him because of the same things that you're talking about, that what happens in our society, the black stigmatization, etc., etc. He knows right from wrong. He has street sense, he has academic sense, and he's just really humble. And I'm not going to get emotional in regards to that, but just really studied hard. And I said to him that when I went to school, because I graduated from West Hill, it's so difficult living in today's society, especially as youth, and to keep your head on your shoulders and to still maintain, honors and to be recognized by his teachers. You know, so I'm proud to say that, yeah, he got accepted into Centennial for engineering, so I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of that.
You go, mama. Y'all get after me say, you go, mama. You go, mama. Come on now. Come on now. All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. What's the good news? If you have some more good news, what are you proud of?
Like, it is not enough. Like, I feel like I'm bombarding her with myself. So this is me, like, trying to get out of that, like, trying to be graceful in my vulnerability, you know? So thank you for watching.
That's what you gotta seek to learn, to understand that you only grow when those around you are growing. Because with backwards mentalities, we ain't flowing, and with backwards mentalities, there ain't no end. Yeah, that's a little point.
Maybe it was God's plan, but it hurts to lose you, Damar. Make me proud with the Spurs. Take care. You're a Raptors legend. You're the best we ever had.
Because I was also watching a documentary, and he was talking about how this guy was walking down the street, and the guy asked him, he's like, hey, like, what are you looking at? And the guy was just like, I was just saying hi to you. But the guy who asked him, what are you looking at? What he was probably feeling was like, okay, like he's seeing me hurt, because sorry, I said it wrong, but the guy that was walking down the street, he was coming from a situation, so he was already feeling hurt. So when the guy asked him, like, hey, how are you? And the man's like, oh, what are you looking at? He thought that the guy seen him hurting. He didn't just, he was just addressing him like, hey, like, how you doing? Nice day. But he took it as, yo, this guy sees me hurt. He sees me in a place where I'm vulnerable. So I have to show him that I'm not. You see what I'm saying? So I just feel like communication is just the one thing that we really have to break down.
Lord, we beseech. Glory to God, and the devil won't reach. My army takes W's, never defeat. Recent ruler retired, his hand on a lease. Do I gotta kick him out again? Run him out just to teach a lesson. Marshal to a curriculum. Cause you know I'm about my education. Play instructor to a generation. Discipline is the way. Nobody ever took over a government without a literacy. Well, not properly anyway. I am the king and the magistrate. Emperor and executioner. There's no telling what I'll do to y'all. My forgiveness is formidable. All your begging is irrelevant. The revolution will be bloody, guaranteed. You won't be finding mercy then. Welcome to the king. Welcome to the kingdom. My name is Thunderclaw Robinson.
Telling people that it is what it is. If I'm wrong, somebody wake me up and save me. Love is playing with my heart, breaking it apart. So I gotta hold on. Pick up the pieces, gotta roll on. Baby, tell me where I go wrong. I can't tell reality from what it's got to see. Looking for my dream girl. When I find her, you know, say I'll never leave, girl. You may want to have a love but kiss the rest and squeeze, girl. I'll be your provider, give you everything you need, girl. This is real. Looking for my dream girl. Telling me I'm living in a dream world. Saying that you know where to be seen, girl. Tell me what I'm searching for.
cell phone ring. I like to watch you split the switch and make it willow bleed. I know it's I'm jumping, but I'm real. Yeah, the story ain't on my life. Said I play too fucking much, and I say that way too much. Guess I still don't justify it. I've been that way forever. I don't feel like even trying to change.
Rules we are expected to follow through. We must shrink ourselves. We're forced, we cannot choose.
I said, negative people fear me. Brain negative people see clearly. Let's go and stop, and I love this feeling. I'm feeling. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'm feeling. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling. Oh, coming close. I'm feeling. Hey, hey, hey.
I'll be with you the very end of my life. Can you stay for a while until we run out of time? Can you stay for a while until the end of our lives? Yo, I hit the road about stereo. Gotta let it know what's the scenario. A real small circle like the letter O.
Hi everyone, my name is Royale. I think an important factor to everybody's point, again, sometimes the parents are working long hours, so they don't have the opportunity to truly connect with their children when they're home. So the majority of the time these youth are at school. So I think a major factor is the schooling system. I feel like it's very black and white, and I don't feel that they do a very good job bringing awareness on what's currently happening in our society. There's a lot of programs across Ontario that are fantastic, but then again, you don't see it in the schools, right? So I feel like what the board needs to do, the various boards across all the jurisdictions need to collaborate with, you know, institutions like RISE, HSDC, and truly figure out how we can get these organizations within the school system. And then at the same time too, when these youth are at school, they're learning from teachers and
in the last few years, the society has become very desensitized, especially with being able to understand other people's feelings. So to them, it's just another face, it's another body, right? I feel like there's a lack of compassion as to why someone can just quickly pull the trigger of a gun, you know, can kill their brother, you know, another black face or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that, and also to touch on like the fact that a lot of parents have to work long hours. So once their day's done, they're tired. They can't connect with their children. You know, their children also feel like they can't confide in their parents because of generational differences as well. So those are a few of the factors that I would say may influence that.